That's not only your first time at Hip Hop Kemp, but also in Europe. How do you like it, and how could you compare European atmosphere to the atmosphere in the USA?
Man, I think it's amazing. Like, the response that I'm getting from the people is crazy, man. Like, the crowd was screaming, man. They were so responsive. And it just feels good to be able to, like, reach out to people who have connected with me on MySpace and on Facebook and on Twitter and on showoffhiphop.com. It's just an amazing feeling to, like, have these people, like, come out here and show so much support for the records from gray hairs and more gray hairs. And so I feel amazing being in Europe. Big up to Europe.
We had to wait a long time for a new album after Along Came The Chosen, but now there's gray hairs, more gray hairs, R.E.K.S. What's the reason of your musical attack? Is it Mike Hunger?
Well, nah, it's the main thing was that, like, you know, I was taking care of my family. I got married and I had a little boy to look after. And, you know, for a period of time I lost focus. You know, I can't lie about what I was doing. Like, I was around, messing around, not taking care of my business. And I ended up, you know what I'm saying, almost losing my wife because of it. And my wife, she left down to Florida. I followed her 7 months later. We handled that situation. We bought a home. You know, and we got back focused on things that were important. And out of nowhere, Static shows up in Miami for his birthday with Term, and they're like, and Static's like, look, man, let's just do this album. Let's see what happens. Let's just throw it up against the wall and see what sticks, man. And we did the album, and that was Gray Hairs, man. It was like, yo, it was like, that was all the built up things that were on my chest that needed to be said, that were necessary for hip hop's sake. You know what I mean?
One of the best tracks on Gray Hairs is All in One 5 Mics. And what's the story behind the track? And have you thought of recording part 2? If yes, which legends will be included?
Well, to answer your first question, the track itself, like, it was just something that I wanted to do because there needed to be a tribute that I felt wasn't, like, you know, the typical tried and true tribute to, like, our fallen soldiers, where we say rest in peace, and then, I mean, you drop their name a couple of times, albums that they did. What I wanted to do is I wanted to say how their styles influenced my style, how their abilities and their love for hip-hop influenced my abilities and my love for hip-hop. To answer your second question, I definitely am not doing a part 2 of that record. Like, I mean, I think it would be so idiotic to try to touch something like that. It would be ass backwards to, like, try to mess with the formula that worked the first time. You know, I was nervous doing it the first time to, like, you know what I mean, tackle such legends as Pun, Pac, L, and Biggie, man. That's crazy. I'm not gonna try to go ahead and say let me try to this time do ODB and you know, Proof, and shout out to them brothers who are amazing, but, like, yo, I just think it's best left as it is right there.
I'm sure that you were asked about it 1,000 times, but I can't forget. Say goodnight. How did you manage to record it over so dope Primo beat?
I mean, it was the most humbling experience of my life thus far, man. Like, DJ Premier, obviously he the GOAT, and I think, honestly, us coming in consistently, Static having a working relationship with Primo as it was, and him working with terminology, and through them being able to get familiar with certain songs that I have, he would have us bring a couple of songs through, play a couple. He was liking some of the stuff that he was hearing, and he just agreed. He was like, look, I'm down to do a record for this album. I almost lost my mind, you know? And then the recording headquarters where some of the greatest legends of all time have recorded, to be in the same room and be in that atmosphere, to be in the presence of greatness, man, it's unexplainable, undescribable.
In the Pray For Me video, we saw you in a t-shirt, Hip Hop Sucks Because of You. And in your opinion, what's the reason of hip hop's bad condition today, and what's your hope for a better tomorrow?
The first part, I would say, the reason hip hop sucks today is because across the board, everybody has lost focus on what was important, and that's just making quality music and, you know, getting it out there to the people and not caring about how much media outlets play your music, or, you know what I mean, what radio is doing, whatever. Like, the main goal was just to have music with a message, or music that made you want to party and have fun, or, you know, music that was gangster, that ride and told your story. You know, you didn't focus on, like, you know, the machine aspect of it. And I think we focus too much on the machine now. We allow ourselves to think that we allow ourselves to let CEOs and individuals like CEOs dictate what our music should be, and that's not important. My hope for hip hop's future is that, you know, we could just go back to the heyday and not necessarily say like we're stuck in a golden era format, but like we could go back to that type of music and keep it progressive, keep it flowing, make it futuristic, like artists like bringing new life to something that was already golden. That's all I want.
And what do you listen to nowadays? What are your favorites from 2009?
Who are my favorites so far this year?
Song, albums, something that you like from this era.
I love Torre and Marco Polo's joint. I really like the song "The Beautiful Decay." I like Static's new single. Even though, you know what I mean, even though that's fam, like, you know, like I respect the quality of work. I see Dead People, Term's new record, man. Anything that's brand new and refreshing, like cats trying to do stuff that's creative. And it just so happens that in my camp, you know what I mean, cats are doing creative music. And so, I mean, if anybody disagree, fuck them, I don't care, you know what I mean? Like, I really feel that, like, creative music is coming from Show Off and ST and, you know what I mean, all the movements we have, you know? I really do feel so. The truth is, like, I got this record with DJ DB Effect called Raised on Classics, and, you know, he's doing his thing. Big shout outs to him. You know, I'm working on projects with my man Soul Theory out of Florida, and a bunch of other cats, man. There's just so much good music that I appreciate. The list goes on and on.
So let's take it to the old school. And who inspired you most to take a mic in a hand and start doing your thing?
Real true. Like, yo, when I used to watch Beat Street like daily, and like I used to memorize the Christmas rap. I would be like, I thought I was Kool Moe Dee, I thought I was Dougie Fresh, man, and like those time frames, you know what I'm saying, and KRS-One, and from Criminal Minded to anything he does today, like, you know what I mean, his work with Buckshot, like, just artists like that who just never gave in to what they completely believed in, you know what I mean, and keeping it honest and true, and representing this culture to the fullest. Like, that's the stuff that made me do what I do.
We heard that you will be featured on Polish Beat Brothers album made by OSTR and Returners. And could you tell us something about it? How do you like working with them?
I mean, I think the record they sent was amazing. I think the verse I laid is amazing, and it's a dope thing. You know what I'm saying? Do another record with Royce the 5'9", man, an amazing artist, man. Shout out to him, and, you know, shout out to the Beat Brothers. Shout out to the Returners movement, the whole mind frame behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good record.
And do you plan to do something more with Polish artists? Some producers?
I mean, anyone who sends me music and it's quality music, it'd be asinine for me not to, you know? Like, I don't care where you're from, you know what I'm saying? You could be from a hole in the wall. You could be from, like, you know what I mean, the worst situation in the world, but as long as you make quality music, of course I'm gonna work with you, you know? That's the main goal, just to make good music.
And what shall we expect from R.E.K.S City, comparing to the gray hairs and more gray hairs?
More personal aspects of my life, more attacks on the bullshit artists out there, and I will be naming names, and I will tell people who they are and where they can go, and we ain't gonna stop doing what we do. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, we just represent pure hip hop, and everybody who don't like us, suck a dick. You know what I mean? I don't care about y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we make good music, and that's the goal.
You're active at the Boston scene for a long time. And what's the main characteristic thing in Boston rap, in your opinion?
I mean, Boston got some dope artists, man. I'm actually originally from Lawrence, Massachusetts. It's okay that they, like, you know, pigeonhole us together, Lawrence and Boston. We're just north of Boston. But like, you know what I mean, I lived in Boston for years, so like I mean, I feel like I could rep Boston just the same. The thing about Boston is cats just got to get out of the mind state of just being from your block and from your same locale. Like I was saying this in an earlier interview, I'm like, yo, I mean, the fact that cats hate on a dude like Terminology, man, you know what I'm saying? And he comes from nothing. That dude comes from shit, you know what I mean? Like our neighborhood wasn't shit. Where he comes from and what I come from and what niggas like from that area come from, and they make something out of themselves, and for you to hate on that, you should embrace that. You know what I mean? You should look at that as like a reason for you to celebrate and salute. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my problem with like a lot of the Boston mentality is like, yo, cats have a tendency to like think just about their block and their neighborhood. If I get a record on 94.5, which is the local radio station, or 88.9, the college station, you act like you made it. You ain't make it, man. Like Jay said, I ain't looking at you dudes, I'm looking past you. Like, you gotta look globally. You can't just think about what's in your neighborhood and your surroundings. You know what I mean? My cousin don't care. Like, you know what I mean? If I'm sitting in the crib with her, she don't care about the record that I got out. I need to be in check. When I call my cousin and tell her, yo, look, I'm in Czech Republic right now, that's when she proud of me. She like, damn, you doing it, cuz. Keep doing your thing. She don't want me sitting in a crib all day. That's what most niggas do. You know what I mean? Stop doing that shit. Go to Czech. Get it popping, nigga. That I tell him. Yo, tell him, yo. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get it popping, yo. You know what I mean? Real talk. Real talk.
Okay, so thanks for the interview. We wait for your Polish show, and would you like to add something for your fans in Poland?
Yo, big up to everybody in Poland. Big up to everybody in Europe for showing your support and you know, supporting the show off and ST movement, supporting everything that we represent. And I just can't wait to get out there and see y'all and be able to, like, you know, embrace y'all at shows and, you know what I mean, do certain interviews and radio spots and whatnot. So big up, big respect to Poland. Thank y'all very much.
Serious man, I'm so sincere.